Hafa, welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Julius Santos. Glad you can join us. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency is still figuring out how much Andersen Air Force Base will be fined for violations of the Safe Drinking Water Act. The base turned over 18 months worth of daily logs to GEPA, and now GEPA is reviewing the logs. Violation of the Clean Water Act carry a possible fine of $1,700 per violation per day, so GEPA will calculate the fine based on how many days the base used swimming pool tablets in its drinking water. The base has already been fined $750 for violating the Guam Pesticide Act since the, quote, pool-time chlorination tablets, end quote, the base used to chlorinate the drinking water supply are classified as EPA-registered pesticides. A January 3rd GEPA inspection of a 500,000-gallon drinking water tank at Andersen's Northwest Field found personnel were using the tablets to, quote-unquote, sanitize the water. A cease and desist order was issued to the base. Air Force personnel did not respond to a request for comment, but in an article in the Air Force Times, base reps said the drinking water was, quote-unquote, safe to drink at all times. Well, it looks like ancient navigators still have more to teach us. Chris Barnett reports on a discovery that has provided insight into how indigenous sailors tamed the wind.
Mario Borja, known for his work on the Sakman Somoru, says with as much as we know about our ancestors, there's still much more to learn, and he wants to share that with visitors to this year's Guam Micronesia Island Fair in Agotnya.
I want to share the secret that our ancestors, our Chamorro ancestors, built into their canoe. An elusive secret that you don't discover until you're actually sailing the canoe.
Borja says he can show us the secret without setting foot in the sea, thanks to teaching models he has on site at the Sakman booth. Borja says the design of ancient canoes allowed the ancients and those who are now sailing in their footsteps to tame the wind.
You cannot sail into the wind, but you can come close to sailing into the wind, and that angle that I have alluded to is built right in here. Built right here, this triangle. If you set, I'm letting the secret out, if you set this into the wind, you would have sailed as close as this canoe can into the wind.
Borja says, like our ancestors, the elusive sailing secret was discovered through trial and error out on the water.
When we moved into the wind further, the whole sail started to flutter. When we moved back to that very heading that we achieved by pointing this into the wind, the sail became full again. So that is just finding the edge of how close you can sail with respect to the wind.
Borja saying he's constantly amazed at the knowledge of those who came before us.
It's humbling because they knew so much with so little. And here we are, we have the smartphones, etc., and technology to the limit, and we just don't quite understand it. We have to be out there in the same elements that they were in, but they knew it all this time.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
Two men closely involved in the military buildup over the last several years were honored at Adelup this week. Colonel Brent Bien was the officer in charge of the Marine Corps Activity Guam, and Craig Weldon was the executive director of the Marine Forces Pacific. Both men are departing the island and were presented with certificates of recognition for their contributions to Guam by Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
Small token of our recognition and appreciate that.
To be part of something that's so much bigger than self, this whole relocation and reposturing has really been a privilege. And Lieutenant Governor and Madam Speaker, it's been a great working with you guys, and for all the mayors and all the other folks out there. Thank you for welcoming us. And I tell you, the one thing that I have said over the last few years is that we're not visitors. We live here, and I really felt welcome here.
19 years ago, I was the deputy commander of U.S. Army Pacific in Hawaii, and I used to come here regularly. And in 2003, when I retired the first time from active service, I remember taking off of Juan Pat International Airport, looking out the window thinking, well, I guess that's the last time I'll ever see Guam, because I was moving to Florida, and I thought I was staying in Florida. And then my wife decided we're moving back to Hawaii, so we did. And I can't count the number of times I've now been to Guam in the last 9 years in my current position. So this is a special place, and it has been a special place for me for almost 20 years already. That's the reason.
Both Bien and Weldon talked about the strategic importance of Guam, and they expressed their gratitude to the island and its people. Well, it's an apprenticeship program like no other being offered at the House of Healers. Jonah Goncharfris has more.
Their mission is to enhance the well-being of our people through perpetuating and promoting the indigenous healing practices of our traditional healers. The Guma Da'amti Indigenous Healing Centers can now be found in 3 locations on island: Jotnya, Agate, and Tumon's Sakan Katura Chamorro. Established by the nonprofit group Hadza Foundation 15 years ago, founder and president Zita Pangilinan says there was a calling for such a place.
You know, we've been up here at Sakan Katura and Chamorro, and you walk around and you just stay connected to the land. As we walked around, and I even brought other healers here from CNMI, and we were just looking for this facility that can, you know, we're just facilitating what we are being called to do from our ancestors, and somehow this was the calling for this place.
According to Pangilinan, the Sakan Katura Chamorro location will be used for educational purposes, training, and community awareness.
We've been very strapped with space and facilities. The centers in here on the other side and in Agate and Jonya will be used specifically for healing and not be disrupted. So this center will be used for our apprenticeship program, where the participants can be trained, but it's also going to have our gardens and where we can explain about the Ahmed and community workshops and outreach.
Because of the growing demand and to meet the needs of the people who are seeking their services, Guma Da'amti has an apprenticeship program called Master Healers of the Marianas.
But Lou Mangloanya was the first healer from Rhoda to help us in this venture. So isn't it amazing that she's back, and this time to perpetuate the knowledge and to train apprentices for years to come.
Juliana Santos moved back to the island about a year ago and is one of the apprentices.
And I've just been on a whole mission to reconnect with my roots, and this just was the most sensible way to do that. We're learning about all the Amat, and Lou here is passing on her very valuable knowledge of all of her experience of practicing Amat, and super grateful.
Also part of the apprenticeship program is Taylor Wilson, who recently moved to Guam a few months ago. Born and raised in the States, she says it's a privilege to be a part of this program.
Being part of this apprenticeship has really been part of just reconnecting to my roots as well, and getting to kind of know the traditions and values and things along those lines. For me, it's a huge privilege because I really didn't know very much in the States and didn't have much exposure. So it's really neat being able to be surrounded by people who are actively learning also, and kind of there's just a lot of encouragement around it too.
It's all about reconnecting with their family, culture, and learning all aspects of Amut and the significance of revitalizing the indigenous healing traditions. Apprentice Jordan Taga Salas.
I think it's important to learn from the lessons of your ancestors and those before you, and especially respect everyone, and also mainly the people who give you that opportunity, that avenue to learn.
Already a few weeks into the apprenticeship program, the young apprentices are optimistic and highly motivated to reclaim and promote the healing traditions of Guam.
I expect to be super connected with my own ancestral roots, something that I didn't have the privilege of having growing up in the States.
There's this misconception that Western medicine is the only way, but our ancestors for thousands of years have really been relying on the earth and nature just to provide for us and heal us, and I feel that's something that we're really trying to get back to.
If you would like more information, you can go to the Guma Da'amti page on Facebook or visit any of their 3 locations in Agate, Jotnya, or the Sagan Katura Chamorro in Tumon. You can also email hadzafoundation671@gmail.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfris.
It was a double win in the world of STEM studies for Guam. The U.S. Army Educational Outreach Program announced F.B. Leon Guerrero Middle School 8th grade teams took first and second place in the U.S. Territories Division in the 2019 E-Cyber Mission STEM competition. At the top was Team 671 Anonymous, led by students Carlo Lulu, Bernadette Vitug, Katali Kalilung, and Jenilyn Carcedo. The team's project, entitled Music for the Heart, studied how music affected a person's heart rate. Along with taking the territories division, the team was selected as a regional finalist for the Southeast region. As first place state winners, each student will receive a $1,000 U.S. savings bond, plus a regional finalist. They will also each receive an additional $1,000 U.S. savings bond for a total winning of $2,000 in U.S. savings bonds for each student. Well, stay tuned. On next weekend edition, we'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
we are in it for the long run. So you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
Hey everyone, I'm Asha Robles, and here's what happened this week on Trend Spotting. A lot of debate sparked after a video by Chamorro activist Halaan St. Nicholas went viral, alleging ancient artifacts were mishandled in Tumon.
Check out where they put the laddie stones, dude. Under a pile of dirt. The disrespect.
Now, a stop work order has been issued and an investigation is underway after the State Historic Preservation Office were made aware of the incident. However, Ed Cruz, owner of the possible artifacts, says the pile doesn't contain artifacts and is puzzled by the pettiness over the pebbles.
How the person viewed what he saw and what it actually is just completely the opposite, you know.
Linda Uggan, head of the Guam State Historic Preservation Office, says although the alleged artifacts that were brought to her office does show some signs of being authentic, there's one problem.
People should realize that you don't pick up stuff on private property. You don't pick, even if government property, it's called looting.
Despite looting the rock, St. Nicholas defended his actions.
The only reason I removed the artifacts from the site is because on that day that was happening, that was a government holiday. And if I were to call it in, they wouldn't have been able to show up anyway. So I wanted to secure evidence.
Though most Facebook users went back and forth with their opinions on who was in the right, one had a different view. Maria Sablon simply stated, "How about we put this to rest by having actual archaeologists determine the validity of the stones," saying that the keyboard warriors should slow down before adding all their priceless opinions. With all the news surrounding GDOE's high school sports, GEB member James Lujan thinks the grade point average requirement to play in a sport should be removed and instead GDOE should seek alternative review options.
We're not going to leave these kids out on the corner to hang. We're going to bring them in. But the grade requirement is not going to change for those who want to achieve that collegiate aspiration.
We took to Instagram to ask the public what they thought about the 2.0 GPA requirement. Instagram user Michaela Sean agreed with Lujan and stated they should make them play no matter what. Others disagreed. JKRC Boy explained that if you don't want grades to affect your ability to play a school sport, join an outside league team. He stated, "You should always be a student first before an athlete." Going on that for school sports, your GPA matters and should be what allows you to play. Josh Paulino also agreed with keeping the GPA at 2.0. He said, "Academics come first. Sports should be a reward or an incentive for making grades." And Bailey says, "Setting lower standards will only hurt student athletes who aspire to receive college offers." This weekend witnessed the unique type of pride we only have in the islands as delegations from Chuuk, Yap, Ko Sarai, the Marshall Islands, Pohnpei, and Palau joined Guam for the Guam Micronesian Island Fair. Extend the Hafaday spirit to our guests by stopping by the Plaza de España and share our cultures, histories, heritage, food, art, fashion, and love with our brothers and sisters from across the Pacific. The fair ends on Sunday, June 2nd. That's it for now. We'll see you guys next week.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easy, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your Helpful Dental Minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
For most of you, summertime is already here, and for those of you, it will be here soon. So you know what that means? That means many of your fellow Guamanians are going to be out. We're going to be having a good time. We're going to be enjoying the wonderful, bountiful blessings that our island has. But that means there's also going to be an uptick in crime. Sergeant Paltapau with GPD is here. And Sarge, that's just par for the course, right?
Yeah, it's really, you know, again, you're spot on, and the uptick what we experience when the holidays are here. And it's really, you know, we're going to see a lot of reports of unattended kids who are going to be roaming the streets and everything. And I think it's important that we highlight this because of the previous crimes that we've reported, the school break-ins, and what we're seeing in the media platform are the cars that are being broken into, the cars that are being unattended, and a majority of that is really attributed to you know, minors who are out and about and just have nothing else better to do. And really, it's when you have those you know, the idle time, the idle hands, and of course it leads to really becomes the devil's workshop for the kids because they just don't have anything to do. And this is why it's important that parents understand the role that they play in decision-making skills with their kids.
Mm-hmm. What can we do to, like in places like Tuman, you know, places that are going to get a lot of foreign visitors? You know, we always say that, you know, you guys in GPD always patrol. You've got that private contractor, the
VSO.
Yeah,
Yes.
the VSO. Thank you. That GPD uses to, you know, make sure everybody's safe. But what if we just happen to be walking along like the streets and either it's a tourist who's lost or, you know, a child that gets separated from their family and, you know, they're speaking a different language and, you know, they're obviously very, very scared. They don't know where to go. What can we do as islanders to make sure that we can at least provide some sort of help?
Stop by the hotel, you know, stop by a hotel or a business establishment. They have customer service reps who can actually speak different languages and stuff and really provide the assistance. And, you know, especially when you're dealing with a lost child, and it's funny how you brought that up. Our officers down in Tuman Precinct, they encountered a child that was separated by the mom. There was a miscommunication in both parents, but you know, the due diligence of the officer reaching out to passerbys who wanted to help and who were able to speak the language of the individual that was lost, and they provided the information that we needed to help locate the mom at that time. So really stopping by the hotels, stopping by the business establishments that you have down there, it really helps with, it helps us in our line of work in identifying issues and ways in which we can actually help them.
I learned that this week on Wednesday when we did our Crime Time live stream on Facebook with you guys, because you said that if anything happens near one of the hotels, GPD goes in there and they ask for the hotel translator because every hotel has one designated person that can speak, you know, like Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, what have you, and everything.
Yeah, and then, you know, being a former CAT officer, that's what we used to do, was reach out to the hotels. We reach out to the private businesses who can actually help us. And, you know, it's really important that we take care of our tourism industry and, you know, the efforts in which GVB, the Guam Hotel Restaurant Association, and of course the Guam Police Department, and really when you see the community coming together to provide safety and security for our tourism market, you can see it pay out in the end. We celebrated Golden Week, and you know, the Consulate General from Japan had commended the efforts of the government of Guam, not just the Guam Police Department, but the government of Guam and the tourism industry for really providing a safe haven for all the visitors who came and enjoyed our beautiful island, who were a part of something special. And
understanding the importance of tourism and how it works. And you guys feature that on a weekly basis. Tourism works for me. It definitely is the vital vein that actually provides the economy to our beautiful island. So working with our private partners, working with our government agency to provide the safety and security for our visitors.
Okay, so we do have a crime of the week, and it just happens to be the fact that we're talking about our tourism capital. The crime of this week actually happened in Tumon.
Yes, absolutely. It's unfortunate we're reporting about the safety, but we're also going to be reporting about the crime that was committed down in Fujita Road. And we want to highlight, because we did capture a vehicle that was captured in the surveillance footage, and we asked the community, if you recognize this car, it's very distinct. Give us a call, and you can be entitled to a cash reward.
All right, that was a high-level overview. Here is what you need to know.
On Sunday, May 19, officers from the Tumon Precinct Command responded to a robbery that occurred at Fujita Road in Tumon. Now, the preliminary investigation suggests that around 3:30 in the afternoon, a female tourist was walking on Fujita Road towards Route 14, Challenge San Vittorius in Tumon, when she noticed a pickup following behind her. It was then that the operator of the truck reached out and grabbed her purse and was seen driving south on Route 14 Tumon. As a result of the incident, no injuries were reported by the victim. During the course of the investigation, officers were able to obtain surveillance footage which captured the suspect vehicle described as a faded dark Toyota Tacoma. Now, the Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the community for their help relative to this case. If anyone has any information about this crime or any other crime, you can call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP, that's 4357, or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. All calls will remain completely confidential, and a cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest and a grand jury indictment. Your call does make a difference.
All right, Sarge, thanks so much. I got a lot of friends that live down Fujita Road. People frequent that place all the time, so certainly that's good information. Before we go, I have a question. Because you said summertime, crime is on the uptick, do you folks at GPD tend to see more crimes happening at residences when people are away, or is it people out and about, getting mugged, or just people causing trouble when people are out and around?
It's the villages. It's the villages in its own, and we can highlight this next week and everything, but the summertime is here. There's a lot of different activities that the entire family can partake. But when parents are away and kids are out and about and they're not a part of that, it becomes an issue for us. And maybe next week we can highlight on what some of the crimes that we're seeing and how we can actually provide a preventive measure in addressing that. Simple as locking your door, securing your cars and stuff. But it's that time of the summer. People are going to be out and about, and we ask everybody to remain vigilant and be a productive member of society.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We'll look forward to seeing you at the Guam Micronesia Island Fair.
Yep. Sainamami and Hafide, Tirawami, Ali, and Mogathin to everybody that's partaking in this beautiful
That's what I'm talking about.
Island Fair that we have going on. So
that's what it's
come
all
on
about.
Out, enjoy yourself.
All right. We'll see you there.
Absolutely.
And we will see you after this break.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Triple J says yes. Easy financing? Yes. Easy trade-in? Yes. Fast and friendly? Yes. Find the car of your dreams like our Mazda CX-3 at only $19,995 or the Honda HR-V at only $180 per paycheck. Get top market value on your trade-in, explore payment options that work for you, and get pre-approved instantly. We'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Triple J says yes. Just click, pick, drive, and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Weekends are an especially awesome time to have a birthday, so happy birthday to Joseph Taitano Terregeo. Happy birthday, Papa. Hope you had a great day today. May all that you wish for today be fulfilled, and may God continue to bless you with many more wonderful years to come. We love you, bulala. Say, your loving grandkids. Also, happy birthday to Isaac Nicholas Cruz Tenorio. We love you so much. And the so has 8 O's. I counted it. That's on the script. Love mommy, daddy, your brothers and baby sisters, the grandmas and the papas. Enjoy your birthday, little man, they all say. Also, happy birthday to Joshua Leo Alianaza Jr. Happy birthday, Boboy! I'm so blessed to have you in our lives. You brought so much joy not only to me, but everyone who surrounds you. Enjoy your day, my sunshine, and may God continue to bless you with many more wonderful years to come. We love you to infinity and beyond, always and forever. Say Mommy, Daddy, Ren, Jaylee, Carmelin, Deja, and the entire family. And speaking of families, from a member of our family here at KUAM, happy birthday to Joan Uggencharfus, our amazing creative and awesome at 80s Trivia producer. Joan, we love you, and we hope you had a wonderful birthday. From all of us at KUAM, Cold Stone Creamery, Ray, and your entire family.
Now remember, it's really easy to be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. All you need to do is register online on KUAM.com and make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And that's all we have for News Time from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Have a safe weekend. Adios.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world. KUAM TV 8, your home for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
This is a great place to go.
Half a day. I'm Chef Peter Duenas of Mezcla Restaurants, and you're watching Food Obsession. So we just got into San Diego. We got our rental car and we're headed to North County, where I'm gonna hit up some of my favorite Mexican hotspots. And on my sights on this trip is definitely gonna be some authentic Tijuana style street tacos. First stop, Valerie's Taco Shop in Oceanside. I got my combination. I got a potato taco, which is very new to me. I heard that's like the hip thing now in this area, doing potato tacos with a substitute for meat. And I think it's a great concept. I have some good reviews on it. I also got one of my favorite tacos, fish tacos. And I couldn't help but order me a 2-pound burrito, Angus steak burrito. They were here at Valerie's Taco Shop, and Valerie's is like a more of a modern hip twist on taquerias or traditional taco shops, and I'm always up for some new stuff. So let's try the potato taco. Obviously, this is not a vegetarian taco by any means because there's cheese in it, sour cream, but to me, this is vegetarian. It's got a freshly fried taco shell, crunchy corn tortilla taco. The potato has a lot of flavor. I taste the cilantro, the chilies, and the queso, the cheese is really, really good.
Okay.
Yes. So a typical fish taco here in Southern California would be a battered catfish fillet served in soft corn tortillas with shredded cabbage, a sour cream sauce, catfish, so succulent, tender. Now I'm gonna have it with some sauce. My go-to is the spiciest sauce.
Surf and throw any cheese in the rice bowl? Yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. Almost forgot to save some room for the burrito. gotta love San Diego size burritos. I mean, this thing is literally 2 pounds. So I'm gonna cut into it, cut me off with what I can chew. This is a Angus beef burrito with shrimp, with potatoes, with rice, with salsa, with sour cream, with guacamole. I mean, what more can you ask for? This puppy's loaded.